Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Fireside Chat. This is your host and Lioness Queen, Sister V. I am live today on IntellectualRadio.com. I am brought to you joined today with my daughter, Mrs. Griffin, today. Say hi, Katie.
Hey, y'all.
This is my very own queen, raised by the queen herself, and I am very proud of my young lady. 2 weeks ago, we did an interview with her husband, my son-in-law, Mr. Lynn Griffin, and the topic was and is not too young for marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I am excited about this topic for so many reasons. When I tell y'all, the journey of motherhood is not a joke, okay? And we know it doesn't come with a handbook, right? It doesn't come with a handbook. And we do the best that we can to try to mold and make the best product possible, because we understand they have to go out into the world. They have to maintain relationships. They have to form healthy relationships. Some of these things come through trial and error. We do not have all the answers as parents and as mothers. But what helped me along the way, being a single mother at 19 years old, I was 19 when I got pregnant with Michaela. I was 19, and so as you guys saw on my page, we was vibing out to Mary J. song, You Are My Everything, because I told her I used to sing that song to her while I was pregnant with her. I was singing that song to her along with Monica for You I Will, and so that's our favorite songs that we listen to together on car rides, and we vibe out, sometimes share a few tears, because she is heartfelt, and she knows. It's like she goes in and imagine how I felt at 19 years old having a baby, a 9-pound baby girl at that. So I'm just excited on today to be able to share this wonderful product of mine with you guys. Okay. Let's just piggyback on some of the things your husband said. First of all, thank you for joining me today, sweetheart.
You're welcome.
It's so good to have you here.
It's good to be here.
It's good to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready, girl?
I'm excited.
You're excited?
Yeah.
I like that, girl. I like that you're excited. I like that you're excited. I would say this too before we get started. Let me just say this. As single mothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of us do the best we can when it comes to setting an example.
Okay.
Sometimes the dating process throws us off. and we get emotionally entangled, right? Yeah. And sometimes we create trauma in our life, and then our children share that trauma with us.
Yeah.
We will grow older. Some of us find the Lord find us. And we become a better version of ourselves, right? Yeah. We become a better version of ourselves, and sometimes we forget about the child that still remembers the trauma that was brought into their life. And when they don't get the right direction, when they don't get the right counsel, when they don't get the right healing that they need, then that trauma will repeat itself. Right? And one of the price that we pay as mothers, and some of us that choose to practice abstinence, and choose to go a different route than most, we're met with a different type of challenge. But I have to clarify something, because I often hear men say, well, why should I? You had a baby before, you went out there, you had a baby. You've been married before, you done gave this other man a child, and now you want me to marry you, to lay with you, when that man, you gave it to him. Whatever the things that they saying out here. I just want to clarify something real quick, because I think that they're missing some information out of that. I can't speak for women who choose to have multiple sex partners or whatever life they live in. I'm speaking strictly for the women of God. I'm speaking strictly for the women who serve God with their whole body and choose to live a life without fornication and sin. We are not saving ourselves for you.
Right.
And I think that don't flatter yourself. That's not what that's about. You know, we're not sitting up there saying, "Oh, I'm a Christian now, and I had sex before, and I had a baby, and whatever the case may be. Now I'm changed, and I desire to be married because that's what God honors. It has nothing to do with me looking to you to feel like I'm eligible enough for commitment, because my commitment first is to the Lord. So once I commit my body unto God, that is my reasonable service to God. That's my worship to God, to present to him a body. My temple is clean. It has nothing to do with me demanding a ring from a man to look at me and try to size me up to try to figure out whether or not I'm eligible for a marriage or a commitment. That's not what that's about for the women that's serving God. Now, I can't speak for everybody else and what their reason is. They just choose not, they choose to get out the game and try to better themselves, and they remove it as a distraction in their life because they want to excel. I don't know everybody's reason. But as for me and my house, we gonna do it God's way. And even the times where I didn't do it God's way, even the times where I failed and had to get up and reset, it's still stamina and resilience to show my children, my girls, you can do it. And that's what this is all about. And sometimes the fight is hard, but we're not just fighting for us. We're not just practicing abstinence and just doing something to be doing it. We're actually breaking curses off of our family. And we are setting an example for our girls, because why? I'm going to use all of my mistakes. I'm going to use all my failures, my fall down, get up. I'm going to use it all, everything I can to help mold and make a better version of a woman. Because you don't have to do what I did. You don't have to make the mistakes that I made. And so it came from that. It came from that place. It came from that place. And that's what I wanted to just share right away, is that every single thing we singing that song, what I thought about, Katie, when I was singing that song, you are my everything. Clearly, it's not because I'm putting you before the Lord. Hey, hey, y'all, share this live. It's not because I think that, but you have to give clarity, because some people, no, it's not. Being my everything is because I've taken everything as a mother and giving it to you. And you're my everything because I'm looking at everything that I gave you. I'm looking at everything that I pour into you so that you can be the young woman, so that you can be marketable, so you can be a good mother, a good wife, and then pass that on to my granddaughters. So that's what this is about. When your husband spoke about legacy, that's exactly what it's about. That's exactly what it's about. So, Mrs. Griffin, let's get into it.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's get into it, Miss Griffin. Okay, so you chose. Hey, I take note. To God be the glory. You got married.
Yes.
To live. Yes. As a virgin.
Yes, ma'am. A real one, not a virgin that fooled around a little bit, just to be clear.
No, I'm saying, and I'm very proud of you for listening and for being obedient when I wasn't looking. I'm very proud of you for that.
Yeah.
I want to know, first of all, how did you not fall into the peer pressure? Pretty girl, nice body, you could have went a different way, because some do, different what you was taught.
Yeah.
What made you decide, I'm going to wait? What kept you waiting and staying pure?
There's a lot that goes into the reasonings. Starting back to when I was a child.
Okay.
So like, for one, I just never had that's never been like a weakness of mine, like men or boys. I've never been like boy crazy. And it was just the way that I was raised was very intentional. Like I felt that. Like you made me feel like I was so valuable. Like my confidence in that, like and in myself, like you presented to me, like you did what you said to me. You know what I'm saying? Like you led a life by example. It really helped you not being like a hypocrite and very honest.
Hey, Faith, share the slide, sweetie, please. And tell Shemaya I said share it, because I don't know where she at. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It's okay. But yeah, you're very intentional about me as a kid. I was 3 when you got saved. I feel like early on I had a very close relationship with God as a child. And I was able to get close to God in a way that was unbelievable. Like, I wanted to please God. I wanted to please you. Like, I wanted to, not as far as just being a virgin, because that was a decision that was just for me. Like, I did it for me. It wasn't because my mom, told me to, the right thing, which is waiting for your husband. And I took great pride in that. And I wanted to do that. I wanted to please the Lord, like for real. And I wanted to do it the right way. I was always a do-gooder. I never got in much trouble. So, I just had a high reverence for myself and God. And I wanted to be that, I wanted to be that. I took great pride in being a virgin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. Some of us didn't go that route.
Yeah,
I didn't.
which is fine.
But I could say it's never too late to shift your mindset and get around people who will help you get to where you're trying to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
you have to really want it.
Yes, you do.
Like I really wanted to be a virgin.
Okay.
Nobody could take that from me. You could have been a Greek god.
Oh,
I don't care.
Did you say a Greek god? Baby, I can't get you. Okay. So, in 2020,
yes,
you met the love of your life. Well, some people would say, how old were you?
I was 23.
You was 23 years old.
I tell you, baby. But that's the way I wanted it. That's what I prayed for. Let's be clear. When I was younger, I used to wear my purity ring. And when people would assume it was an engagement ring, I was just like, I'm going to run with that. And so I started telling people, yeah, I'm engaged. I get married October 3rd, 2021. And I kept saying October 3rd, 2021. Like I have a ton, like my friends, I would tell them too, like so they know that I used to really speak that because I wanted that for myself. And I knew that God would make it happen. I had faith for real. Like I was like, yes, I'm going to get married October 3rd, 2021. And I got married October 3rd, 2020. God was a year early.
You did.
Yeah.
You really did.
Yeah.
Okay, so you met your husband when? When did you meet Lynn?
At my kitchen table.
At your kitchen table. They say, girl, he ain't gonna come knocking at your door. Well, that was her story. That was your story. Okay? And I ain't waiting on nobody to come knocking at my door. Nobody better not come knocking at my door.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
But seriously, yes, that happened like that for you.
Yeah, for me.
Okay,
That's my
because
story.
you know what? I'm speaking to a generation who don't value this type of thing anymore. Yeah. You know, I was in the car with somebody and they was playing Sexy Red. And I don't know who she is. I don't know who she is.
I don't know who she is.
But anyway, in the song she was saying, like, forget the ring, I'm going to be your whatever. You know, so okay, so wait, no, that's serious for some women. Hey, I grew up like, hood, whatever. It's no downplaying on that. I'm saying as younger women though, that want something real. You want the respect, you want the honor, you want to be cared for, you want to be loved, you want to be treated like the queen you was born to be.
Yeah.
And that type of treatment comes with a certain type of character that you present to a certain type of man. Mm-hmm. So what is it that you feel you possessed that drew Leah in to say, I want you to be my wife? Why did he see a wife?
You know, I think it's because I was who I said I was. You know,
Okay.
like, and we were genuine friends. Like, I never presented because I had a situation before him. You know,
Talk about
that he told me that I would never find a man that would wait till marriage because he just wanted to be the first one. But even in that, I stood my ground, and he still ended up liking me. He never thought he would. But when you stand on what your beliefs are and you don't fold, you know, everything will go your way. You hold the power, you know? So I was who I said I was, and I was just me.
Okay.
And it was a God ordained marriage that was meant to be my husband.
That's meant to be your
It
husband.
was meant to be my husband.
I can't stand.
Yeah.
Wife look good on you. I like that. I like that, girl.
Me too.
I like it. I like it. Wife look good on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you presented to him. You said basically what you said to him. You show him this is who I am. You didn't say one thing and show him something different. Yeah. I've done the opposite in my life. Yeah. But you told him this is who I am, and then you stood on business.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I still think it's like God because everything that I believed for me was like I feel biblical. Okay. You know, like a biblical woman.
Okay.
Like I don't know. I just required a different thing.
Required.
I required.
What does that look like? What do you mean when you say? Because when you're talking, I want you to think around the I want you to think there's some young lady your age who have not a clue what none of this is like to be valued, to be treated valuable, you know, to be valued. So some women don't know what that's like. So when you say, what is it that you required? Look at me into my hey baby.
I love him. Anyways,
y'all so cute.
I just required him to, because I wrote a list. I wrote a list out of the things that I wanted in a husband.
Okay.
And he checked off every one. Let's be very clear.
He checked off every one.
Very perfect for me. Yeah, he checked off every single one, and I made sure he showed me, not just said it, but actually showed me those things that I required from him, which I can pull up my list right now.
Name some really important ones like that. Well, all of it is, but you know,
we had to believe in the same God.
Okay,
that was the first thing. For two, what else I have on that list? I have a ton of things. Oh man, he was kind. He was funny. He was like family oriented. He's kind to animals. Like, I don't know, he just has everything. Like, everything that I saw as friends, because no one believes we're actually friends. We were actual friends before we, like, connected in a different way. So it's like, in that friendship, and in me, like, you know, with a clear mind, too. We have a clear mind. We don't like anyone like that, you know, like. So, I got to see all of who he was. And it was everything that I required. That's all I can say.
Everything that you required. Do you think today, when people say, I'm too young to get married?
Oh, I get that.
You get that? That's why this is why I wanted to have a conversation with you and Lynn. First individually, then have it with y'all together. And I may ask some other couples, I'm not sure. But it has to, we got to change what we're looking at. And so, you know, when you say, when people tell you, you're too young for marriage, but then we see young mothers like 14, 15. What does that?
Ooh. Oh my gosh.
How do you feel when somebody tell you too young to be married?
I would like to say that is a lie. I mean, not everybody wants or desires that or even qualify for being a husband or a wife, but I feel like everybody can be one if they go the right route and if they believe in the same things, like the same core values and stuff like that. You have to be like equally yoked. You have to actually want it. It's not something that's just like to be played with. So, yeah.
So you don't feel like you're too young to be married?
Absolutely not.
Is it because
I've always wanted it. I've been planning my wedding since I was 12. I've always wanted it because that, I feel like you raised me up to be a wife. Like we never talked about girlfriend, boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? So, just
ain't no life in that.
it was always like marriage and my husband, starting a family. Not everybody want that,
Right.
which is cool,
Right.
great. But I wanted that for me, and I took great value in it. I have a story, a book for my future daughter that I've been writing to her since I was like a teenager about my journey, staying a virgin, encouraging her from that exact age, so she will know that it's authentic and it's like in real timing. So it's like something that I really believe with all my core. Like it works. I know because I experienced it. I live it. I'm thriving. I'm happy.
No. See, you have not, at 26, 27.
I'm 27.
You're 27 years old. At 27 years old, you don't know what it's like to be in a relationship with a guy and get your heart broke. You don't know what it's like.
Yeah, I've never been traumatized. That's another thing I avoided being a virgin, I think. I never was, or just investing my feeling. It is not even that you just, because you can get emotionally involved and like destroyed by something, but
That's true.
I never allowed myself to be a victim to that. I'm very observant. I'm very, I say that I was born with the same opportunities and choices as everybody else. I just chose different for myself. I wanted better for myself. I wanted a certain life. And I stuck by that. Maybe it's because I'm stubborn. But I literally, when I budged, like, this is exactly what I want. This is exactly what I'm going to get. And he aligned with that same life and vision with me. And it just made everything go smooth.
Okay. Well, that's good. One of the things that, for us that have experienced heartbreak,
Yeah, that sucks.
it's more than about, because see, what I see now is that a lot of young women and women have conditioned themselves, reduced themselves down to what today's time accepts, right?
Yeah.
And we've taken the battle or the work out of relationships.
Yeah.
So that now it's kind of like this broad field of, it's Burger King, just have it your way. Just have it your way, because it's Burger King now. And when you are in this type of, because it wasn't always like this.
Yeah.
But now, in this day and time, to be asked to only be available for sex and pleasure, or what is so many different labels now, situationships, all kind of stuff, which ain't nothing but a booty call. I mean, it all it's all falling in the same category.
Yeah.
I think that to see 27 and 26-year-olds that are intentional about actually having something real to be able to pass down to their children, I think that's a very sober mindset for y'all to be so young. I think that we have lost sight of what matters at the end of the day. It's like, it doesn't take anything. I could go out here and be a loose goose. It doesn't take anything. But to actually build something that's worth it, it's going to take me I have to actually give myself and apply myself to that. And some people just, number one, don't even know what that is. They never seen it.
Right, yeah.
You know, because I can't say, listen to you and Lynn, y'all didn't really have what y'all got in each other right now. Y'all didn't have that in the house.
Yeah,
Not really.
And I think we both,
wow.
too, we both saw, like, what we wanted and didn't, like, we lived completely separate lives, never even met each other until we did, right? But we still had the same mind process through things, which is observing, yeah, I don't want that for myself, or I'm not going to do that for me. You know, like, just kind of learning from everybody else's mistakes and, like, doing better. We just wanted better.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, see, when I heard him say, in the interview I did with him, when I heard him say, or the chat, when I heard him say that he comes to you and say, are you happy? What can I change? Did I do anything to offend you?
Yeah.
I was just looking at that, like, not even just in romantic relationships, but what if we value people like that?
It's like, we love each other so much. There's no room for any disrespect, any talking down. We have never yelled at each other. We have never, like, disrespected each other, like, just kind of, like, belittling. Like, no. There's no room for that. We love each other so much and respect each other so much. That comes before any negative emotion. Like, when you actually think, I was talking to him yesterday and he was like, there's this moment where you think and then you want to react and then you think about, is this the way I want to talk to the person I love? And then you choose the better option. Like, you can't tell me you don't, you have that pause moment where you're just like, yeah, I'm going to turn up. And you choose the other route. But like, no, you have to actually think about, this is the person my soul loves. Yeah. I am, like, this is my person. I don't want to hurt you. Like, that's insane. Like, we don't do that.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I like that though, because I like, shout out to you, son-in-law. I ain't never had to put peanut the bed in the trunk. I'm really, really, really happy I don't have to do that. I'm really, really, really happy.
Yeah.
You know, because I think that another thing is that we get so, especially us, we get so accustomed to aggression and domestic and violence to where it's almost like, truth be told, and I know because I was that type of chick, when the real thing comes, when a sound, sober, non-dramatic man come in the scene, you don't even know how to receive that. You don't even know what to do with that. Because you're so used to the fighting and all of that. It's like, ooh, I want some drama in my life. Like, you don't really know what to do.
But I feel like that goes back to my childhood and just how you raised me.
Like,
that's just how you raised me. Like, that's always been something I knew to avoid. Growing up in my house, there wasn't even it was the purest environment for a child. Childhood appropriate things, like no cursing at me, no none of that. You didn't present aggressive behaviors towards me. You didn't, it was just like, I knew that it was wrong. When I went around others, like, I would be like, whoa, like, as a kid, like, oh, this is intense. I go back home to peace.
Wow.
I'm thankful. Like, that's just how you raised me, to avoid stuff like that. That didn't happen for me because you were very intentional with how you raised me.
I was. What do you say to young women who desire marriage? They want to be a wife, or they want a man to look at them like they're a wife. But you be around all kind of personalities. You know all about it. What do you think, what's missing from keeping women from being wife material? Do you think, what's missing?
I think everybody's situation all starts in the household.
That's good.
So that's why everybody's situation is different. Because, like I said, all credit goes to you. If you led a completely different life, I don't even know how it would have turned out.
That is true.
So, like, moms matter. Who your mother is matter, and what she does to you and how she raises you matters. So it's like, man, it's tough. It's tough to like generalize that, but if you're serious about it, that's the thing too. Like, if you're actually intentional, you can happen. And if you're actually strong and you have discipline,
yeah,
and you can make it happen. Every woman needs a wife on the inside, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
You can be a wife.
You can.
You know.
I agree. So tell me something. What makes you a good wife? Why are you a good wife? Why are you a good wife?
I think I'm a good wife because I don't beat down or belittle my husband. I listen and I change the behavior. I'm very considerate and mindful towards him. Yeah, I support him in every way. What else? This is so weird, like bragging on myself, telling how great I am.
Oh my goodness, girl.
That's kind of strange, but yeah, I just think love is the center. Love, God, and we make each other better. Like, we want to do better.
I like that.
Like, every day we just like talk about the future and how we can be better. Like, you know, just encouraging, uplifting. Like, it's like a fairy tale. I don't know. It sounds so gushy, but it's true.
You guys remind me of, you know, Mary J. got a song called Reminisce. You guys remind me of a love that I once knew. You guys remind me of a love that I once knew. And I think that for me, it was so important that I did everything I could to prevent you from living my experiences all over again in cycles.
Yeah.
And I believe that.
And it worked.
Yeah. I believe that if moms would be parents, fathers, whoever, would be intentional about, because your kid got to grow all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I
often very trusting, and like, you didn't make me feel like I was on a leash. You didn't like make me feel, you were never religious. And you never used God in inappropriate situations or lied on God ever. So it's like, I could trust you and I can trust God because I see that in you, through you, you live in that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's tough out here when you're not living how you're supposed to live in front of your kids, because you really internalize that. You're looking like to this day, I can't stand hypocritical Christians. Like, I can't stand it.
It's a hypocritical Christian.
Because it's so inappropriate.
I mean, nobody's perfect.
You're a perfect mom for me.
No.
God crafted you for me.
Literally. No, it's not the perfect mom.
For sure. Especially compared to some other things that I see. You're definitely award winning.
Okay, Katie. But you know, I expect
but
for
there's
you
other good moms, obviously.
Right.
I'm gonna always take great pride and brag on my mom because you did your thing.
Oh,
I'm an amazing woman.
Oh, okay. Thank you for giving me my flowers while I can smell.
Cry.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. But I was saying that I think that when we have children, I often say that children come into this world pure.
Yeah.
And by the time they get 25, all of those experiences that help shape this adult, sometimes it helps us as parents to take responsibility for what we didn't know. And then try to stoop down. Because sometimes we think, oh, you did this and that, but really it was a phase, you know, that they're going through because you presented something to them that took them off track. And then you got yourself together as a grown up. But this kid is still battling with the pain and the resentment and all of the things that you exposed them to,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to reach back.
Mm-hmm.
You can't run off and leave them.
Yeah.
So even with the domestic situations that you witnessed in my life,
Yeah.
because I'm very open and transparent, and
Yeah.
I'm not the one that tries to make it look like I'm just clean apology and been through nothing.
Yeah.
So
It was a culture shock. It was like a huge shock
yeah,
on my system because I wasn't used to that kind of environment. So I went from like safe, peaceful, Christian, wholesome household, and then you had the abuse that we endured together for a good little 4 years or so. So, but even then, that didn't even change my perspective on you. It was you who came apologizing, like, you were very, 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 man, yeah,
responsible and
yeah,
accountable.
yeah,
And that's what I'm saying. The way that I am with you, I'm this way, and I embrace all young women the same.
yes,
And I come from a place of my own tests and trials and error.
yeah,
The place of nurture, the place of support, the advice, the guidance, all
yeah.
is coming from where I see in them where I used to be. I used to live at that address. Yeah, girl, I know that place.
Mm-hmm.
And then just go from that place, but never ever taking away your individuality. Never trying to
Yeah,
make you be a replica of me. Never trying to make
yeah,
you follow my footsteps. Never, because I trust God. So if I pray and I gave you to God, I trust that He's going to keep and answer me. I'm not going to follow you around everywhere trying to make sure you don't do nothing wrong. I think when parents do stuff like that, it's more about them than the child.
I did have a free teenagehood.
You
I feel
did.
like I was very free. He didn't make me feel guilty of anything I haven't even done yet or like anything like that.
Yeah.
I felt, it made me feel some way in the inside that you trusted me.
Yeah.
And that it made me feel even happier that I was to be trusted. And let's make it very clear. You have to be, don't just be happy your mom trusts you and you're a literal heathen behind her back.
Nope. You know what?
Like, just
A literal heathen.
be honest about, Yeah.
I think that relationship, that intentionality, I was going to raise a wife.
Yeah.
I wasn't raising a girlfriend. And don't you know I don't care about people looking at me some type of way when I say that. Because once I learned better, because I was not always, I didn't have that mindset. I wasn't given that mindset, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So once I got around women that taught me better, I just began to do better and then teach my child better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say, no, I don't think I'm all in a bag of chips, and I'm not the only woman that raised and had kids to marry.
I follow tons of married young couples.
Like it ain't
their
just
parents
me.
did a great job.
But I also believe that we can have a better outcome when we are guiding better and being better examples.
For sure.
That's just me. So when I tell you I've made a ton of mistakes in my life too, I have not done everything right,
I see it.
but I feel like God covered me a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like I took those things and didn't make an excuse, but I used those things to grow me up some more. I used all the pain, all the disappointment, heartbreak, everything to grow me up. And it made me stronger. So when I look at you and I say, oh, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me all day long. No, that's me. And very proud of it too.
I'm very proud.
I'm very proud of what I raised, and I'm looking forward to you raising my granddaughters the same way, because going through a bunch of tests and trials and stuff to break curses and break cycles off of my family, not so that I can open the door and see it keep happening again.
I told you that though at 16.
Yeah.
I didn't want to kiss a bunch of frogs.
You did tell me that.
I wanted one prince.
You did tell me that. You did tell me that.
And I got it. One.
And that is why when people ask me, you single, whatever. I'm not sad though. Because if I'm reproducing after my kind, right? This didn't come from me being a loose woman. This didn't come from me doing whatever I want to do in situationships and up and down. This is not how this gets produced. So why would I put in all this work to produce this quality individual only for somebody to come down and reduce me down You feel me? Because now it's like I bred
Yeah.
a queen, because that's what I lived in a queendom.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I bred a queen.
Right.
So if I bred a queen, ain't nothing gonna fit but a king. Exactly. And a king ain't running from responsibility.
Yeah,
a king ain't running from commitment. Yeah. A king is not trying to find a way to stay a boy in a man's body.
Yeah,
he's not.
He's always searching to grow and to learn and to evolve. Like he's
Period.
such a.
So I be trying my best not to go all the way in, because you know your mama. But
you just be talking.
we be vibing. This is what we do. And it's like right now it's like, okay, the camera's on, but we talk at home. I'm real with these young folks. I give it to them, you know. I switch over. And there's some people I learned to give people what they can handle. I learned that because what I learned was when I was trying to, like, ooh, I ain't gonna let nobody know I'm a home girl. Look, I'm all of it wrapped up in one. I'm a prayer warrior. I'm an intercessor. I'm a home girl. I'm that girl.
I also love the other thing that didn't scare me off was, like, especially with growing up with Christian values, right? Because that's just what it is, you know, Christian values.
Period, Lynn. Period. My son-in-law. That's right, Lynn. Hanging there with me. He like, I'm gonna be an amen corner to my mother-in-law. That's right. That's right, Lynn.
Yeah. You also showed me that being a Christian woman didn't have to strip you from your individuality and your personality.
Yep.
And that I was still able to be me a lot more too. And not like, I didn't like fear, you know? I wasn't like scared or like, it was just like, here I am. These are my values. This is what I require. This is me. And let's like, you know, even with my friends and stuff, like I've always had a certain, I don't know.
I liked it that you was a girly girl.
I was.
I liked that.
I'm trying to bring her back.
Yeah. She's coming, she's rising.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, I wanted to talk about, get back to the topic. Not too young to marry.
You're not.
I do believe it's for mature people with a made up mind. Because I think what we don't look at is, you know, people quick to say that.
It's really your mindset.
Yeah.
Come on.
People quick to say that.
Come on.
That you're too young to marry, but then we got all these single mothers, you know, 15, 16 years old. So why is it that you're not too young to have a baby? We stopped saying it because it's happening so much. We don't even say it no more. But when somebody's talking about growing up, being mature, being responsible and disciplined, now you're too young for that. But I'm not too young to be undisciplined. I'm not too young to be a weed head, a pill head, alcohol. I'm not too young for none of that. But I'm too young to be a discipline with my body. Being disciplined with my life, that's because that's all we run from is discipline. We don't want that. We don't want the discipline. I want to be able to put my Peter Skeety where I want to put it. And I want to be able to open my world, my whole world up to whoever I want to open it up to.
Yeah.
So I get it. Everybody is not built. You know, some people that's just not the route they're going. I'm not trying to put down on nobody again.
Yeah.
I'm saying I
all
don't
the
like
disclaimers in the world for sensitive people. We get it.
Yeah.
We're not talking about you.
You say, oh.
It's like everything is a disclaimer now.
Yeah.
No offense.
Yeah.
Ahead of time.
Yeah.
No, seriously. I mean, a lot of my life, I wasn't even like. It was like weird to talk about being like a virgin or a proud virgin or whatever, because they assume you think you're better than them.
Yeah,
like, I'm not. It was just like, what? Like, I can't brag on not having sex with people. Like, I can't take good pride in that. Like, because of your own convictions. That's what it really is. You're bothered. You probably wish you never did it. Not for the people who just says, "Oh, good for you." When I tell them, not y'all. Y'all, they're cute.
I remember you used to say, "Why is girls they brag to me about their body counts?"
Yeah.
But then when I say
like, I don't have any bodies, like you just be like, okay, what's that supposed to mean? Like, please. Now that's why I'm so loud and proud about it now. Because I'm proud of myself, my responsibility, my discipline, my intentions at a young age. I have a ton of journal entries from 16-year-old me, like that just brings me to tears now because I'm so happy and proud of myself. Like, I really did that for me. Like, I did that for me. I didn't do it for you. I didn't do it for the church. I did that for me.
I like that.
And I'm very proud of saving myself to marriage.
Yeah.
I'm proud that my husband is the only man I've been with and will be the only man I be with.
Okay, girl.
Like, I'm proud of that. Nobody can shame me for that anymore. Because
Right.
they used to get to me like, I can't say anything because they're going to think. No, I don't care.
You don't care.
I'm very happy.
You should. You should be proud. It's a diamond in the rough. It's a needle in a haystack. It's something that's very rare. It doesn't happen all the time.
I don't think he believed me at first, too. A lot of people
What?
didn't believe me.
What?
That like I was a virgin. They would be like, no way. Like,
I didn't believe what?
that I was a virgin.
How come I didn't believe you?
No, people.
Oh.
Like, or other people when I tell them. Like,
Yeah.
really?
People used to think you was gay.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
For all of you that thought I was a lesbian, shame on you. I was not boy crazy, and I didn't. I was. The thing is, too, I was happy being alone. I was happy being single, and I thrived by myself. I did not think of, you know, I'm single, I'm alone, I'm sad, I'm alone. I was alone, but I wasn't lonely.
Right.
You know, there's a difference.
Yeah,
so
it's a difference.
I think that's another reason why I was able to get married and not feel like he completed me because I was complete already.
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying? I was complete by myself.
Uh-huh.
You're an addition.
Wow.
And I feel like you used to tell me like, be these things for your husband. Be those things, right?
Yeah.
But save something for yourself.
Correct.
And as a married woman,
Correct.
I was able to
Say something for yourself.
save something for myself,
Mm-hmm.
but love my husband with an outpour of love. But I love me as well.
Yes.
More, actually.
Silly.
And it works. But yeah, like I didn't depend on him for happiness. I didn't depend on him for all the stuff that I should have had already. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, he just completed the puzzle, but you didn't complete me. You know,
Right.
you just completed the puzzle. And then when we have children, the puzzle will be like, you know.
Right.
But it's just, yeah, I didn't rely on him for that.
I like that.
Yeah.
I really do like that because I don't think that, again, I don't think that that's something being taught. And I don't think it's something that people
Mm-hmm.
know how to do. Do you know how to be complete without a man? Do you know how to be whole within yourself and happy and whole? And then when somebody comes into your life, they add to that happiness.
Yeah.
And now there's an overflow, like you
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
So now that you added to my happiness,
Like I wasn't depleted and like,
right,
or missing like core things that a human being should already have.
correct.
I just like, oh, more happiness or more this or more that. It's abundance. Like, he didn't need to nurse me back to health or, you know, heal me in certain ways that I should have already taken care of alone.
Right.
So it's like, thank you. You know, I was already that girl.
Yeah.
I've already done the work. I've already been on the journey. Like, I don't need you to add anything but what a husband needs to add to his wife and what a wife needs, or what I needed to be for him.
Let me ask you this before we close.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you and your husband, being young, are growing up together through the challenges that y'all do face? Because you know nobody's perfect. So
yeah,
you was
nobody's
told
perfect.
Both of you guys are emotionally intelligent.
Okay.
Okay, I see that. Because it ain't no roars and y'all not busting each other head and stuff and you ain't throwing clothes out the window. Okay,
Yeah.
so when challenges arise,
Mm-hmm.
what is it that you feel helps y'all to deal with those challenges together without the explosive behavior? Like, how is that done?
Man, it's so insane because I still feel like we just take those moments of silence and gathering our thoughts and like actually talking, like we talk it through. and we've had so many moments of just like emotional connection and understanding and like embrace and softness and just talking it out, like, because we both know that anger, there's another emotion behind anger. Why are you angry? Okay, I'm angry because of this. How does that make you feel? It makes me feel kind of
It's
disappointed.
your mind coming in
Like,
late, getting to
you
work.
know what I'm saying?
I'm kidding.
So it's like, behind the anger, I don't want to be mad more than I want to resolve this with you.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it's not worth it. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to down you. So we take moments to ourselves. We have to, or just silent, or even it's just sitting next to each other silent. Like either way, we just gather ourselves. We think before we speak.
Gotcha.
You know, before we react.
That's
you know,
good.
and I'm a little bit more feistier. I'm like the crazy one, and he's a calm one. So for me, like, it's really like, you know, man. But that's my methods. I'm like, I don't want to be one of those women that down and belittle and take away from that her husband instead of giving something and pouring into him.
You want to be a wife and not a knife.
Yeah,
Right,
like
yeah,
what?
okay.
That's crazy.
To the
Like,
point.
yeah. So we both feel that same way about each other. Like we just match each other perfectly. I don't know what. Before I met him, you literally text me like, "This guy is literally the male version of you." Like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yes, you know, like
Yeah.
he's just my person.
Yeah.
He's me in a lot of ways.
Oh, okay.
That works.
That works.
God knew what I needed.
I'm so excited. I just wanted to allow people to see something other than what we see in our community, on social media, all of the rigmarole, all the stuff that we've been living for generations, all of the cycles, and we just glamorize it with rap and jewelry, and we do all this stuff to glamorize our dysfunction. But I wanted to just get a little peek into another side of the world, that every young person is not about trying to get all the bodies they can get before they die. Okay. There are some young people that are intentional about their life, about growing. They're intentional about who they love, and they're intentional about building legacy and family. It does not have an age limit. It's all about maturity and your mindset and knowing what you want for your life. If you're that person and you're looking around your community and you're saying, hey, I want that, but everybody around me kind of don't, then you got to change company, okay? Because I'd rather be a young wife and only know one man than to have 5 different baby daddies, okay? Come on. Like, I ain't on that either. We know that's not what we're doing. Let's change the game, okay, y'all? I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining me today. This has been IntellectualRadio.com, a Fyreside chat. Until next time, you guys, have a good evening and be blessed.